Someone's pain could be, you could be at 100K per month and you want to scale to 300K per month, but you don't know how to, and you really want to. That's pain to me personally. I see that as pain because you don't know how to do that yet. You know what I mean? But the reason I personally gravitated to appointment setting and the reason the other 100 boys have gravitated to appointment setting is because of how simple it is. It's simple, but it's not easy. Go hard, put the reps in, you can get the work in, okay? I personally haven't been in sales for longer than a year and a half. Okay, I started appointment setting in August last year. No previous sales experience. I barely knew what sales was. You know what I mean? I always saw sales as those annoying guys in suits that walk up to you with leaflets in the middle of town or just sleazy car salesmen. Okay. But I got into sales August of last year, and within, I mean, before less than a year, but just over a year now, I've been able to make a decent amount of money in sales with no previous experience. Okay. And in that sort of year of sales, I've incorporated loads of different sales techniques or loads of different people's methods. You know what I mean? You've got people like Jeremy Lee Minor, you've got people like Cole Gordon, you've got people like Tammy. They've all got their own approach, their own method. Like, these are the 7 principles, these are the 4 things that you have to qualify, etc. Over the past year, well, I mean, really, it's been I've formulated this over the past month, past couple of weeks. I've kind of formulated my own principles that whenever I'm in sales calls or whenever I'm selling something for a client, that I have to establish before I make the sale. Okay, these are things that are relative to me and things that, reviewing my sales journey, my sales experience made me the most money. And that's what I want to share with you boys today, and actually hope you guys get some value from it. Like I said, okay, you've got tons of people. You've got Jeremy Lee Minor, the new model of sales technique. Okay, you've got Cole Gordon, he's got 7 doubts. You've got Temi, emotion, logic. I forgot the third one. Okay, mine kind of goes like, we've got pain. Super revolutionary. I bet you boys weren't expecting that one. Um, Goals, doubt, and also logic as well. Okay, these 4 things, these aren't super revolutionary things. I haven't came up with anything new here. You know what I mean? It's the way you use them. 9 times out of 10, information you use or information you come across, these aren't things that are going to change the world. You know what I mean? People say that not everyone has pain. I disagree. Yeah, there's different levels of pain, whether that be you have a lack of something. But someone's pain could be, you could be at 100K per month and you want to scale to 300K per month, but you don't know how to, and you really want to. That's pain to me personally. I see that as pain because you don't know how to do that yet. You know what I mean? So I see that as pain. So you don't always have to come across pain as oh, damn, how long has this been affecting you? Or, oh, bro, damn, I'm really sorry to hear that. If someone's making 100K per month, they're not doing bad. You know what I mean? They're not going to go homeless anytime soon. However, their pain is they just don't know how to get to 300K per month. Especially with me and my target audience, I'm not dealing with broke guys. You know what I mean? If someone's paying me to build a sales team out for them, they're going to have money. They're not going to be broke. So they're not going to be, oh, bro, I'm really struggling to make 10K, 20K, 30K. They're going to be like, listen, David, I need you to come in, lead my sales team so that we can make 100K, 200K. Yeah, I just don't know how to do that yet. I'm missing the different pieces, the different parts of the funnel. And that's where pain comes into play. And that's what you can really you can play on as well in your appointment setting and also in your closing. I'm sure some of you boys are looking to get into closing. Pain doesn't just have to be what you're struggling with. It can be, what are you trying to get to and why aren't you able to get there? And it's really important the way you phrase this, okay? The common old, damn, bro, what are your goals? What stopped you from getting there? You can't say that shit anymore because everyone's seen it. You know what I mean? That's the routine script. At the end of the day, it just comes to how you use it, how you say it. Sometimes you literally just change the words around, change the order of the words, and it makes a complete different approach to using the old generic, oh, damn, bro, how has this affected you? Or why haven't you been able to achieve this? Okay. So number one for me is just pain. Why are they on this call? I was doing role play with Temi and Yomi the other day, and they were like, sometimes they thought that my questions were a bit too long winded in a sense where I'd ask something, but I'd kind of make the answer question sound a little bit more complicated. But I do that on purpose. Um, Given a reason, like Temi says, for a question, given a reason for why you're asking it, makes it so much better. Instead of asking, so what are your goals of this business, bro? Literally add in a few extra words or add in a little bit more context. Yeah, bro. I mean, I speak to tons of business owners, and they all have different goals, different pain points, or different things they're trying to achieve. So I'm just trying to understand a little bit more about you. Like, can you tell me a little bit more about what the goals are that you're trying to achieve with this? I think, to me personally, I'm not sure about you boys. Let me know if you agree. Does that sound better or worse? To me, it comes to the context you give and just the way you ask the question. Giving more context, sometimes saying more words or saying more than needs to be said before you ask a question makes the question sound completely different to just asking, what are your goals, bro? This is something I speak to, that was terrible. This is something I speak to Yeston about in the DMs too, okay? This is something I train Yeston a lot on as well. Just giving reasons or just giving like anecdotes, like, yeah, man, I mean, I was speaking to one of my boys, he's doing Amazon FBA, and I know that, there's different levels of selling or there's different types of selling. So let me know, like, what type of thing are you trying to sell? What type of Amazon FBA are you trying to get to? Instead of being like, oh, okay, bro, so what are your goals? What type of XYZ are you trying to sell? Just be like, yeah, I speak to tons of people. I was speaking to XYZ. I was speaking to ABC. I know myself when I started, I had this in mind. How does that relate to you, bro? Like, what are your goals? You know what I mean? Just giving examples, giving anecdotes. Okay, so that's just paying. Sometimes you can chat shit. Sometimes you can be like, yeah, man, I was on a plane and I was speaking to this girl and she says she really wants to get into Forex, but she's really been struggling with reviewing her trades. How have you found that? I know that's an issue. Given some context, even if a context made up, okay, makes the question sound a lot better and it's actually a conversation now rather than an interview. So that's how you go about finding pain. Okay, and the same applies with goals. Everyone has goals. Okay, and goals and pain, just they all tie into each other. Their goal is just to get out of their pain, or their pain is to achieve their goals. The same applies. Giving context before you ask about their goals, what they want to achieve, is the same as how you do give context before you ask about their pain. Okay? Everyone has goals. We all have goals. You know what I mean? I want to scale to a 7-figure sales agency. You boys all want to scale to 6-7-figure sales reps. Everyone has goals. When you tap into that in your question asking, in your appointment setting, in your closing, just makes it sound better. Okay? Both pain and goals, you can mix both, and sometimes depending on who you're dealing with, it's going to be different. A lot of people are going to be more goals orientated than they are pain orientated. A lot of people are just going to be really wanting to achieve their goals. To me, that's still a pain. Like I said, they're really wanting to achieve their goals. They can't achieve their goals. That's a pain. They're struggling with that. Okay, Temi isn't struggling. Temi isn't broke. Temi's got a lot of money. Temi's knows what he's doing, but his pain is right now he's trying to figure out how to get to 300 Spartans, 300 appointment setters. So if someone was to come to him who is really good at scaling info products and can get him 150 more members in a month, it's not necessarily a generic pain, but someone could sell Temi on that a lot. They'd be like, damn, bro. I mean, give me a second. They'll be like, damn, bro. I mean, how long have you actually been like trying to do this then, bro? Like, how long have you been trying to hit 300 members? You'd say how long. They find out, okay, so like, it's not a pain. It is a pain. Him not being able to get to 300 members, that's his pain point. That's his pain point. Even though he's not generically struggling, that's his pain point. You know what I mean? You want to get to 300 members. That's a very specific amount. Like, tell me a little bit more about that. I recently had a guy doing Forex. He just wants to get to 1,000 members so he can make 100K per month. See how I've given context there, and I've asked him. Okay, so I'd ask him, what is your goal? And he'd tell me 300 members. Generically, it's still the same kind of thing. I'm asking him, okay, why hasn't he been able to achieve this? But it's just all about the way I frame it. I'd be like, yeah, man. I mean, I rate the vision. You know, it sounds really powerful. It sounds really purposeful. Tell me a little bit more about that if you can. Like, why do you think you're actually struggling with that at the moment? You know what I mean? There's different people struggle with X, Y, Z, ABC. Tell me about why you're struggling with that at the moment, just so I can get a better understanding of what I can do specifically or what I've done in the past. Okay, that's automatically going to get Temi to open up a lot more than like Why do you think you struggled with that, bro? Asking them about their what they've tried, or asking them about why they think they're not in the position where they are, giving more context, or just asking it in a different method. So the way I sell you on that, bro, is I just try and uncover a little bit more about what you're struggling with, where it is, ask it in a different way, and then when I'm explaining, I'd kind of walk through exactly what I've done. And I'm gonna go through kind of that comes into doubt as well. Okay, I know Cole Gordon talks a lot about doubt. Why what you've tried in the past hasn't worked, but why what you've tried with us is going to be different. So when I'm selling you, I'm going to be like, damn, bro. So like, what have you actually been trying to do this? And you're going to tell me ads, free school community. Say if I had some new innovational way and how I do this, I'd be like, yeah, you see the problem with that and what I've seen, I've had tons of clients. We've experimented that as well. I mean, it's a good method, but the reason that this doesn't work is because of XYZ, ABC. But that's why this new thing, this new shiny object that we've got, that's why this works. Because instead of this, we do this. The problem you see with this causes this, and that has this effect. The way we combat that is we do this with this, and that has this effect. You know what I mean? So you're getting the doubt out of the way, because now he may still doubt you, but there's a lot less doubt because you're kind of walking him through why what you've tried in the past haven't worked, but why what I'm showing you today, what if you do come on with me today, why this is going to work. Doubt is a huge thing, especially with a lot of people that have PTSD. You boys have probably all tried to make money online before you joined Alpha Setters. Tell me a little bit more about that. Like, why didn't actually, what was the issues with that? And you'd be like, oh, I didn't get that one-to-one help. I didn't get that one-to-one support. Bro, I completely understand that. I think that's the worst thing, when you give someone a lot of money and you don't even have one-to-one access to them. That's kind of what we've created Alpha Setters for. You know what I mean? Every single one of you now, instead of just throwing you into a group chat, you have single one-to-one chats with me on Discord and Telegram, okay? So you don't just have to message in the community and hope I get back to you. If there's something you're really struggling with, bro, just call my phone on Discord, okay? If you're really in a lot of pain, call my phone on Discord. But the reason I personally gravitated to appointment setting, and the reason the other 100 boys have gravitated to appointment setting, is because of how simple it is. It's simple, but it's not easy. With appointment setting, all you have to do is master a few topics, go hard, put the reps in, you can get the work in, okay? So it's a lot different to trading in a sense where you're not going to have to learn all of these different gay strategies of, this is how you read the market. It's almost very simple. You just have to do it every day. You know what I mean? That's how I would have sold it personally. Or the one-to-one aspect, I would have been like, bro, I hate that. You know what I mean? I've paid 10 grand for mentors and been on a weekly call with them once. I think the reason why the boys and Alpha Setters see so much help, see so much value from it, is because that I'm not just your coach, I'm your boy. You know what I mean? You can come to Birmingham with me and we can go out on a night and start dancing with old women. You know what I mean? We can punch each other in the face. I'm not just going to teach you how to appointment set. I'm going to be your boy too. We don't just have to talk about sales. We can talk about anything you want. And that's how you're going to grow the most. You know what I mean? So that's how I'd sell it. I'd figure out the doubt. Why what you've tried in the past hasn't worked. And I'm going to show you why it hasn't worked, but why this approach we've got is so revolutionary and why this is going to work and exactly how we're going to do that. And then finally, logic. A lot of people say don't sell on logic, sell on pain. But I think that at the end of the day, some logic has to apply. If you're just new, or if you're like, I know Aaron, you're pushing your B2B offer, you're doing content and sales, right? Your logic for why someone would work with you, be like, listen, bro, I've got XYZ results when I was appointment setter. This was literally when I was just appointment setting, sending DMs. Okay. Imagine what I can do if I've got access to all of these results. Imagine when you give me this money to invest, when you give me this capital, if I've been able to do this for free, working for someone, give me this amount of money and I can invest into this, ABC. Imagine the results I can see with you then. So it's just logic. What results have you achieved? If someone, when you're pitching Alpha Setters, you can be like, bro, we've got David. He didn't know sales before. He'd never done sales in his life. He joined Alpha Setters and he's making money now. You know what I mean? He's improved so much, not just in business, but as a man. Okay, that's an example right there. These are the results we've seen. Bro, check our highlights. It clearly works. You know what I mean? This is what we've been able to achieve. We've generated over 30 million for our clients. That's the logic right there in B2C. Same way with B2B. If I've got a B2B sales agency client, like, bro, yeah, man. I mean, I've got this fitness business coaching client. I first got into their business. They were barely doing 5 to 10K per month. Within the first month, we were able to do 20K. Okay, that's logic right there. Now they know why I've got the sort of XP to manage their sales team or run what they're doing because of my results before what I've done. So it works both ways. B2C, you can leverage your results, and B2B, you can leverage your results as well. All works the same. So just logic, the results you've got and why they should listen to you. What have you done before? What have you studied? What do you know that is going to make it impossible for them not to be able to see results with your business? Those are the really my four principles. I don't have any weird name for it. These are just the four things that whenever I'm in a sales call, whenever I'm appointment setting or training my appointment says, let's cover all of these bases first. And there's no reason why we can't make the sale. You know what I mean? There's nothing else that we really need to qualify. There's nothing else that we need to probe about. As long as we figured out all of these things, pain, goals, doubt, and logic, pain. Why are they on this call? What isn't working at the level they truly feel it needs to and truly feel it should do that's even got them reaching out to me? They're not on this call for no reason, okay? They're either struggling with not having something or they're struggling with not being able to achieve something. Goals. What do they want to achieve? What is their vision? Doubt. Why? What have they tried? Or why do they not think what they're doing is working right now? And what exactly can we do? What exactly does our offer do that's going to help them solve that issue and make sure that they don't have the same issues as they had when they joined their previous XYZ group? And secondly, logic. Why do all of these things make sense? Okay. What have we done for previous clients? What do I know? What kind of credibility do I have? Why do I have the XP to instruct you on this? Okay. No matter what, if you've never started appointment setting before, your logic, your XP is like, listen, bro, I'm an alpha setter. You know what I mean? Like we're the best appointment setting training pool in the UK. You know what I mean? We've got XYZ results. People from my training university have achieved this, have achieved this. Okay. So if I'm learning from the same guys, if I'm learning from Temi and Yomi, if I'm getting the same exact value as the other guy who's seen tons of results, of course I can see the same results. I'm a hard worker. I'm gonna fight for your business. I'm gonna learn. I'm so coachable, and this is what we're gonna achieve. That's logic right there. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't want to pick you as an appointment seller when you're learning from a credible group. So pain, goals, doubt, and logic. Those are my sort of four things. You got these results from on a commission only basis when you were just getting started. You know what I mean? You didn't have as much leverage to play with. But now you've proved yourself. At the end of the day, business is all about progressing. You want to make the most money as possible and you want to make them the most money as possible. In order for you to do that, in order for you to see, like, you can use the same example really, bro. If you done this for free, imagine what you can achieve with money. I think the best way to put it is just telling them, letting them know that, yeah, okay, this is what I've done in the past for a commission only basis, but I've progressed from that now. You know what I mean? I'm in business to move forward. You understand, you've became a business owner because you want to move forward. They became a business owner because they want to move forward. So you telling me to go back to commission only, like, yeah, I mean, it's good, but at the end of the day, I'm here to progress. You know what I mean? I've already proved to myself that I can do this. I've already got that stack of evidence that shows me I can do this. So give me these resources, and I know for a fact that I'm going to be able to do double that. One thing I've learned, I think the most important thing I've learned through being in sales is that you have to be fluid. It's like a fight. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, when you go into a fight, you've got a battle plan. But then when this guy just uppercuts you, gives you the meanest uppercut or the meanest hook in your life, and you're on the floor, you can't follow that same conservative plan that you came in initially because the sort of circumstances were different. You know what I mean? So you could get into a call with someone and you could have a script in your mind, but then they can just throw a curveball at you. You have to be able to be fluid and be like, oh, okay, so instead of going, they might have given you a massive goal that they've got, okay? So instead of going into pain, it's going to make the most sense to go to their goal first of all. You know what I mean? So it's all about just being fluid and adapting. Okay, even if you have to go through logic first, like they get on this call, like, oh, so like, why should I go with you? Obviously, you got to take the frame back, but you can just go through the logic first and then go through it again. Go through the logic first, so you let them know that, listen, this is why I've got the XP, but then go for everything now. So it's all about being fluid. You know what I mean? You could talk about doubt first and then go second or pain second. You know what I mean? It really doesn't matter what what order you do it in, as long as you get through all of it and as long as you do it as smoothly as possible. The reason you're here right now is you've clearly probably been attracted by my personal brand. You know what I mean? You've answered this, you've replied to this message, or you've gotten this call because my personal brand is good. Yeah, all right, cool. I may not have the best portfolio because I'm very new, but at the end of the day, I am the test dummy. You know what I mean? I'm showing you right now what I've done, exactly what we can do for you. So if this personal brand is great, that's the logic right there. Of course, I'm going to be able to scale your personal brand, bro. Look what I've done for myself. You know what I mean? Look how sick my content is. Of course, I can do this for you. You know what I mean? So just his logic right there is him. If 9 times out of 10, if they don't have any logic, that everyone has to have a reason for why they're selling something. Otherwise, they're just selling you a dream. You actually have to be good at something to do it, right? So as long as your client is actually good at what he does, as long as he has the XP, no, it doesn't have to be results, but as long as he has the authority, the ability to back up what he's saying, that's your logic right there. Like, listen, bro, I am the test dummy. This is what I've achieved for myself, and this is what I'm going to come into your business and help you do. I mean, that's always I think commission only always wins, right? So that's always a very, especially if they've got results, that's always a very hard selling point. I think you could have a match them and be like, all right, cool, bro. I mean, we'll do it commission only for a certain amount of period, and then set yourself like a target. All right, cool. But as soon as we reach XYZ, like as soon as we reach something that you know you can achieve in a month, then we need to, you know what I mean, up the spec. Just give us this. You know what I mean? So kind of matching their offer, but on your terms. Getting an agreement in place, like, yeah, man. I mean, we'll do it for commission only, but as soon as we book you 30 appointments, we show you that we know what we're doing. Now I want 2K retainer. That's how I personally go about it. It's a very tough situation now when it comes to that. I think the best thing you can do is probably just match their offer, or just your conviction, bro. Just tell them like, listen, yeah, I'm sure they could achieve this for you because they've done this for ABC. But at the end of the day, they've probably got so much other clients that, do you think they're actually going to have the time to do what you need? Do you think that they're going to be your sole focus, or are you just going to be someone else giving them money? I think the thing about working with me is that when you come and work with me, I'm going to be all in for you. I don't have any other anything else I'm dealing with. This is getting you results is going to be my main focus because it's going to make you look good, and if that makes you look good, it's going to make me look good. Okay, so that's your selling point. Like, listen, I'm going to be all in for you. I'm a student in the game. We can match their offer, but as soon as we hit 10 appointments or 15 appointments, then I want £500. That's how I go about it. Thank you, boys.